We're here to talk about Alien Earth, everybody. This is episode 5,
Yep.
and this is the first time since we started this where I actually know the title of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
In space, no one ellipsis. And kind of jumping ahead, I have to say this fucking episode ruled.
It's been my
It's
favorite episode so
it's the
far.
best episode.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's kind of when it first started, I'm like, oh man, I'm eating my tongue because this is kind of that.
We've
And
been
meanwhile,
talking about that. Yeah.
but it's not really a
No.
meanwhile episode because it fills in the story and it contributes to everything. It's not a Daryl and Beth in the fucking barn drinking, getting drunk. Those never move the plot.
It's the backstory, the best character in the show.
Yeah, the episodes I was ragging on about those, they never move the plot. They don't move the plot. This 100% provided all sorts of context, but basically we're getting I think it starts off 17 days. Is it 17 days prior to the events?
Yeah.
Prior. To the first episode. So earlier when we're seeing them on the ship, and then a couple episodes in where they show you a little bit more, basically where Morrow is not letting in the chicken and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's all the events leading up to that. And what I love about this episode is it shifts the perspective on whether or not Morrow's really a villain.
Yeah.
Because he's not. Because when all we see is like, let me in, and him locking and welding the door shut and fucking priority. It makes this odd, and it's obviously by design. It's like, okay, this makes him look like every other bad fucking robot in every Alien movie that's just trying to fuck everybody over. But when you sort of get the context of this episode, it's like, no, he wasn't the guy. He's got his mission or whatever.
He's the only smart person on the damn ship.
Yeah. So basically, what's happened is they obviously sleep in shifts. We have different, group A, group B, or whatever, sleeping in hypersleep. They all woke up, and what's happened is there has been a breach. They've come to the conclusion that there's a saboteur on the vessel, and for one, the vessel is now, as the engineer guys dubbed it, what was a spaceship has become a missile.
Mm-hmm.
It's going straight to Earth, and those creatures have been released. In particular, 2 of the eggs and the face huggers, and you had the captain, which I'm still bad on names, the captain, and then the other guy who was a scientist that was fucking the now acting captain, which we'll get to that. Yeah. They were trying to put out the fire, and they got wrapped up with the face huggers.
Yep.
And that's where we're at. And so now we have the acting captain, and she's talking to Morrow in private because they wake up Morrow and he's in his underwear and shit like that. And yeah, he's the only guy with sense. Everybody's like focused on the wrong shit. Like, you're in your underwear. Like, god dang it, you fucking, there's a fire.
How long were they in cryo for?
57, 58 years.
Okay, so these people have been on the ship just waiting for their turn to wake to do the shift, or how long are the shifts?
I don't know. I don't think that's really clear. And also, by the way, as a side note, I find it fascinating that you would just assume that everybody on this vessel has no family, because why would you commit to 60 years away knowing your family? Because one of the engineer guys says, oh, my wife, she's like my fucking great grandma now. My wife was 31 when I left. I'm thinking, God, you look like you're 55. What the fuck? But anyway, why they all look very happy and content to abandon their kids. And this leads into Morrow. We get more of Morrow's backstory. So, it just confirms what we pretty much found out through a little bit more subtlety in the previous episode. He is half human, half machine. He was clearly part of some sort of initiative, kind of like, Cyrax and Sector of MK3 with Yutani. And we see that he had a daughter. And, and when he wakes up, we also see it's like another Mortal Kombat reference, the Western Union. Liu Kang, brother dead, return home.
Yes.
He's got like all those like faxes that have come in, and it's like you see faxes of drawings.
Died in the fire,
yeah, but he's got drawings from her. It's almost the mail over the years, and yeah, there's one of them that says she died at 18 in a fire, and I think they've got like her shit in storage or whatever, and it just begs the question. Without saying, they must be getting paid so much money to where their families are taking it. It has to be worth it.
Well, they said it's a quarter of a something. Or they kept using the term a quarter of. I don't know if it's $250,000 or what, but yeah,
That's
it's
not fuck you money,
it must be a
especially
significant amount of money.
whatever it is. It has to be worth it. Like it has to be for you to say fuck off to your family for
Yeah.
60 years, which you're gonna miss everything. And like I said, your wife might be dead by the time you get back, and it would have to be generational wealth.
Well,
It would
I'm
have to
sure
be.
they front loaded you the money just so the family could have it until you
Oh,
get
I'm
back.
sure, but
Yeah.
still, it would have to be generational. It would have to be like my kids and their kids are taken care of. It
Yeah.
would have to be.
Yeah.
And because they're still growing up without a kid, but I still feel like they're all very much complacent. No one's acting. You know what? I mean, they all seem very hunky dory, joking around. Like none of you guys give a shit. This isn't bothering you guys more on the surface. That
Well, I mean, maybe they're used to it by now, and maybe it's the only line of work they can actually do. So
or you know what? Or like it's kind of like how, which we don't know how much this connects with stuff like Romulus, or like I said, I don't know how canon they're trying to make all this with every director's fucking film. But in Romulus, they almost painted a picture that look, there's a whole bunch of people, a whole class of people that pretty much work for the company, and like they were working in the mines, right? The mines, and this is pretty much their way of life. You work for the company, you die for the company, you're all trying to claw out and get out from underneath the company. Maybe in this like society, this is the norm. Maybe they're almost like raised to like, look, you guys are going to become a certain age, and chances are you're going to have to go away for a long time. You're going to have to be part of something. I don't know, but I just always find it weird how they are. But we did get a little bit more of Morrow and his humanity that's shown through on this. But yeah, so there's the face huggers. There's that, and
yep.
then we I know we already knew this, but I personally got confirmation on this episode. Like, oh, okay, so that really is the head count. There is the 2 slugs and the eyeball. Like, there's no extra. Yeah. That's it. And you have that one chick with the afro. Why is this bitch so careless?
That's what was driving me nuts. I mean, I don't understand that. I mean, these things can kill you in an instant.
There's a lot of questions. She was careless on sealing the thing at the top,
Yeah.
and the slug got out, and it fucking shit all in the water
Laid
and
a bunch of eggs in her. Yeah.
And so there's that. And then we established what Timothy Oliphant was saying. We verified, oh, the eyeball was really intelligent. It was communicating. It was tapping on the glass or whatever and communicating with the slug that they're it was really cool. I actually really dug that. But the one scientist, he called her out like, oh, you forgot the lid. Like, I never forget. But she did. She didn't seal it. All right, great. So then she forgets to seal the fucking eyeball after she puts it up on the shelf. Like, what the hell is going on here? And then that's mistake number 2. But also, it always baffles me in these sort of like futuristic shows. They have so much money to invest in these ships and cryo tanks and all this technology, but the things that they use to carry bio specimens home isn't unbreakable glass.
You think it should be, yeah. It should be like, shatterproof.
You know what I mean? Like the fact that it just fell and it shattered, I'm like, what? That's almost like a plot convenience. Like, okay, but there's just no way in hell. No way in fucking hell. But whatever. It broke. The eyeball got out. And for the rest of the episode, the eyeball is just sort of like lingering, which is really cool. I love how I love how smart it is. It would use itself like a slingshot to knock itself off the fucking, stick. And it knocked itself off. And I love how it moves around like that, just in general.
We got quite a bit of everything in this episode. We got alien action. We got Saboteur, which was a whodunit. Who's the Saboteur, which is cool. And they're going off of all the characters in the ship, which you do have a pretty funny, couple funny guys in there. You have that Asian guy.
Well, they always kind of paint him as like the red herring, like, oh, is he he's got to be the guy, he's got to be the saboteur, because from the jump they let you know, oh shit, because the easy thing after seeing the first couple of episodes, the easy thing to assume is, oh, Morrow's the saboteur.
Yeah,
but he's not. And then we see this weird fucking Asian guy that just
he's great. He's creepy though, because it's nasty, but he stands over that woman in the room. I guess he goes in there and tosses off to her or something.
It's really funny. Not that I condone this, but it's funny.
It's just weird. It's just weird, dude. It's like,
and he's
Louis C.K. or something. I don't know.
His demeanor is odd. So to me, it's like, oh, well, this is the guy.
Yeah.
And you have Morrow questioning everybody and stuff throughout the episode, trying to interrogate him or whatever to find out, well, you were it, like Epstein, right? Well, you
Mhm.
disappeared for a whole 10 minutes off the cameras. Where were you? And
Yeah.
anyway, we find out who it was. And how does the Asian guy know this, by the way? The Asian guy, he's almost like Hannibal Lecter in the way he talks.
Mhm. Yeah.
And he's like, just because the space pods show that there's somebody in them doesn't mean they're in there all the time. It reminds me of actually not so much Hannibal Lecter, more like Dr. Leecher from Loaded Weapon. Like,
Yeah.
like a man with a taste for pastries. Like, it's like whatever.
Definitely an interesting guy and kind of he's kind of a sleazeball, but he's kind of a fun character as well.
And from the jump where they were, we found out, they established immediately that there was a saboteur. I'm like, okay, well, it's got to be a mole from one of the rival companies. We haven't really even been introduced to the third company because I thought there was three. We know Utani and we know Prodigy. That's right. They said there was three, but we don't know anything about it. And I thought maybe it's like, is this going to introduce the third one we don't know about? But no, it was Prodigy and the Boy Genius. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, this solidifies that Morrow's justified because he knows.
But you think the saboteur would cover his ass a little better with not being on tape talking to the Boy Genius, and you think he would have deleted that footage because he said, somebody's not guilty unless they delete footage. He even said that, but he ended up finding the footage of Boy Genius talking to the saboteur.
Well, it blows me away because I think they even said that. Was that something they actually mentioned on this episode? Yeah, one of the scientists even said that. It just goes to show that no matter how fucking smart people is, they're stupid.
Yeah.
Right? Remember we saying that? And it blows me away because these people are doctors and maybe the engineers are a couple of grunts or whatever, but the boy acts pretty fucking stupid. I'm like, you're still a fucking, like, I don't know what you are, but you're some sort of technical engineer.
He's a junior engineer, and then of course Morrow's the head security.
So. But like some of these people are bafflingly stupid.
Yeah.
And it's nothing is as dumb as like the chick that's supposed to secure the shit. Like, what are you doing? Like, is there no protocol? It reminds me of Alien Covenant, which I don't think you've still seen.
No,
that one's the most ridiculous. In Prometheus, they're stupid too, because like, why are you guys going to touch this? When they land on the planet and there's that weird like fucking alien snake or whatever, they go to touch it. Why?
Yeah.
Why? And this whole fucking and in Covenant, these people, they go to an unknown planet, they get rerouted, and it's an unknown planet with activity, and they're all scientists in Covenant, and they get off on this planet, and what's the first thing they go off without helmets? Like, you got what?
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that? And and they find these flowers with spores, and the fucking lead doctor, who's like the fucking genius of all of them, he goes to touch it. No gloves, no nothing. Oh, and of course it shoots spores in them, and it's like, these people act so stupid. Anyway, this whole episode is like that because, okay, so when the fucking slugs shit tadpoles in the water, I love the way they do suspense in this episode. They go to the round table, and it's not even the chick who had the water that's like, drinks it. It's
the junior engineer. Yeah,
they fake you out, and he's a spicy food that he does it. He ends up going to shit, and I like that whole scene where he's like vomiting the blood. It's all pretty cool. But when they rush him to surgery, they're like, okay, like you said, Morrow is the only one that makes sense. He's against it. Like, no, we got to fucking freeze him or whatever.
Yeah.
And for some reason, they're now acting captain because the captain's dead, which, by the way, we missed that. The two guys that got wrapped around facehuggers, the captain died because they tried cutting it off, and they showed his neck all fucking acidic and dead. And so the other guy, the one that she was fucking, which is a naughty, he was still alive, I guess. But I'm not
in cryo, but the facehugger broke free from that.
They were saying like, oh, he'll be dead before you get him to cryo. I'm like, really?
He was already in cryo. They meant back to Watani.
No,
Utani, right?
No. If he's in cryo and frozen, it freezes their status.
Yeah.
No. They said they pulled him to that surgery room, the kid, and they were trying to like, get him into cryo, and let's fucking attend to him when we get back home. And the fucking chick that's acting as captain's like, he'll be dead by the time you get him in his cryo tank. Like, and I'm thinking, why do you think that?
I was thinking one of the captains.
Like
Yeah.
how could
Okay.
you how could you think that? How long could it take to put them in their cryo thing and put them to sleep?
Yeah.
Anyway, but she just makes stupid decision after stupid decision after stupid decision. And granted, she's acting captain, so she wasn't probably the lead person. But yeah, she's like, no. And then this doctor too, like, I'm saving his life. And just like that, they lost 3 lives because they didn't listen to Morrow. And then anyway, speaking of people being stupid, so the doctor, when he's taking the fucking slugs off,
Yeah.
at this point, they've already established that the aliens, the things have acidic blood
Yeah.
going through the fluid. Okay, so they've already established that one of the creatures has built-in defense mechanism in the acid blood. Why would they not just assume that maybe these other creatures have a built-in defense mechanism, which we found out they did? You take the slugs off and they release some sort of gas, some
Poison
sort of
gas. Yeah.
It's just like, why would you not assume that they might all have something like that? It's and the same doctor made the mistake when he fucking cut the tail on the fucking captain.
Yeah. They're not
Oh, a
the
defense
smartest doctors.
it's just like, why? I think the best call would have been to put him in cryo.
It's funny that how the head security guy Morrow knows a lot more about these creatures than the actual people that are studying the creatures.
Thanks. I wanted to not remember Alien Covenant was the thing. That movie was awful. You know what's so funny is I haven't watched it since I'm an Alien fanatic. So I watched it in theaters and didn't think it was great. And yet I still, a glutton for punishment, I bought it on 4K because I just felt like I gotta. And then I watched it when I got it on 4K, but that was years ago at this point. Whenever that movie came out, I've been kind of meaning to go back and watch it. Like, I kind of want to watch now that I have I since rebought Prometheus on 4K a few like holidays ago because I always had it on Blu-ray 3D actually.
Yeah.
And but I haven't watched the 4K yet. And now, and this is before I had the setup I have now. So now it is kind of tempting to watch both those movies in Dolby and everything else on the C3 and all that stuff and give them another chance. But yeah, it just blows me away how stupid these people are. And what do we have? Basically, it just kind of the whole episode. Oh, I love it. When all 3 of the people die in that surgery room, the fucking acting captain is so rattled. I love it when Morrow's like, I'm acting captain now.
I'm the captain now.
I'm the captain now.
Yeah.
As to say, look, you ain't got it.
Yeah.
You fucking can't cut this shit. And she's just like, oh
yeah.
And then it's at this point we cut back to the Asian guy who's still in the fucking like room, and they've been establishing the leak.
Yep.
And they did so good with these fake outs in this episode. First, they did it with the boy and the chain. They show the shadow like it's the tail and it's the chain. They did that shit so well in this. And then, yeah, again, with the water, they established the water with the first guy, the doctor he was accusing. And then we get it again, but now it's drool and we have the xenomorph up there. I guess it's possible it was the Xeno before too, and we just
could have been. I mean, we saw like the full body xenomorph. The xenomorph looked awesome, by the way.
Well, and they definitely utilized CGI in this one.
Yeah, they did.
It's come a long way.
Yeah.
No, it's come a long way, even from Covenant. Covenant looked like ass, and Covenant's big problem is all the whole movie's during the day. Like they're on this planet, and it's like not a sunny day, but it's like all overcast daylight. So you see like this fucking CGI never looks good in the day.
No.
And so with this one, it might just be that the CGI is that good, but it looked like a hybrid. Like it looked like there was clearly signs where it was like old school, a guy in a costume. It kind of did, but then it went back into like certain movement. It's like, well, maybe it's just really good CGI. But yeah, so the alien wreaked havoc, and we got everything. We got a little bit.
The good thing about this episode, the writing, the action, everything, this whole episode felt like a movie in itself.
Oh yeah, if you plug in, yeah, this was like an hour and 5 minutes.
Yeah.
They could have easily padded this out another 30-40 minutes, and you could have had another movie.
Yeah.
The only problem with that is like if they would have came out with this as a movie, I'm like, okay, this is just a little too close to Alien.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think it works for the TV show really well. But yeah, that's probably why it's my favorite episode, because it felt like a movie.
Yep.
And I love that they're using the same old type of sets from the 79 Alien with like the light bright command room and shit like that. And I
Yeah,
love it.
they did have that, and then they also had like throwbacks to stuff from like the 70s. Like they had like the old Casio watches and stuff like that. They had advertisements and stuff. So I thought that was really cool.
Well, they brought that back with Romulus. It was like, look, we want to bring it back where it's futuristic, but it's mixed with like 70s
I
tech.
love that.
Like
Yeah.
they're just like, this is just the universe we live in. And that's in Romulus, they just kind of embrace that where it's like, let's just say that's the universe they're in, where they have this weird, not advanced tech and this advanced society. The Fading Man, I love the episode, but that chase scene was fake. She can't outrun an alien. I
Mm.
mean, it's a TV show, bro. I know it was fake. No, I'm just kidding. Well, yeah, it's
No, I get what he's saying. Yeah.
they can't get around CGI if they want the alien to do what it's doing to go
Mhm.
and they always just avoided that in the first Alien where it was more like a slasher where it picked them apart little by little through vents or whatever. You saw it very minimal, and then they got around that with Aliens too. They moved a lot more, but you never saw them being acrobatic. Now they
Mhm.
tried doing that with Covenant, and like I said, there's the whole thing where one of them whipped around in the front of the cockpit and the windshield with Danny McBride's flying the Covenant, and it starts like ramming its head. That looks so fake. But if you're gonna do it, they did it good because it was dark. I have to give a little grace. You
Yeah.
know, because they did the same thing with Alien 3. They wanted it to maneuver more, but I
Mhm.
don't think the technology was quite there yet. They tried to go from Aliens to Alien 3, and you see that like stop motion looking fucking dog alien and whatever. It didn't look great in Alien 3 at all.
Mhm.
And it looked more jarring. Now, granted, that to their credit, they were using a practical alien as well and all the close-ups, which I love that. I think they should always do that. But it looks so bad in the motion sequences that when it cut to an up close sequence is like, what the fuck? I'm watching Pee-wee's Playhouse and then I'm watching Alien. It looks weird. This is really close now. We're getting a lot better. So I'm gonna give it a little grace, but yeah, she can't outrun an alien.
No.
I guess she did out. She run? She got away from it for a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe she got through the door. Yeah.
Whatever. You got to give a little grace. It's gotta build some tension. Well, Lord knows she wasn't gonna make it out alive. So
No, no,
uh
Mara sealed the door.
yeah,
So,
if the alien was able to take out all those powder wigs in like half a second,
yeah.
yeah, you would imagine that it would have fucking got her and like just as quickly. So yeah, it's a little weird, but it's a means to an end. We had to get her to the doorway so Morrow could do what he did, and then we
Mhm.
got to see her get attacked behind it's for drama, right?
Yeah, and you were kinda happy that she, got attacked
Yeah,
and
she
that was
was
the end of her.
annoying.
Yeah.
She was
She was a
super
terrible
annoying.
captain, terrible.
Yeah, well, she didn't sign up for it, but like I said, she's already
Second in
breaking the rules.
command.
She's
Yeah.
already breaking the rules.
Yeah,
As
you
Morrow
can't be
said,
sleeping with the crew.
Morrow's a company man. Like you will
Yes.
break you all this shit's going on. He's still reprimanding her for fucking some of the crew. I love it.
No, yeah, it's great. And then that kind of like leads into, the first episode, but then we get another cut where it shows Morrow in Weyland Yutani, the tower. Uh
This is present day. Now we're
Present.
back to
Yeah.
present day. Cause this is because where he's talking to the kid in his brain and shit like that. We don't know where he's at. I guess we just assume he's back at Utani or whatever. But yeah, I think this is the first time in the series that is this the first time we've seen the Wayland Utani
Yes.
logo?
The tower and the actual
And,
city. Yeah.
and it says we got to see the classic Wayland
Mhm.
Utani logo, which tells me, okay, Wayland is still in the picture. They still haven't explained all that yet.
Mhm.
Because it's like in every other property, apparently not in fucking AVP Requiem. Somebody corrected me on that last week, but I don't count that piece of shit. I don't consider it's not canon. But anyway, I guess in AVP Requiem they do have Utani in that. But if you don't want to pay attention to that, every other movie they only ever talking about a Wayland.
Yeah.
And this is the first time I remembered there being a Utani, and I don't really know how all that's working out. But then they established the logo, the
Mhm.
Wayland Utani. I'm like, well, then where the fuck is Wayland fit in this? Like, it's a little confusing, but I don't. So it's like, are they going to acknowledge everything? Are they not going to acknowledge everything? Maybe they're just going to kind of go off into their own canon a little bit. I don't know, but
No,
yeah,
they had Morrow talking to Utani, the daughter, right? And then
uh,
the then
granddaughter.
the granddaughter, and she mentions like, of course, Morrow was she knew the grandmother, and she trusted him, that sort of thing. So now he can do whatever he wants at this point.
Yeah. Well,
Go ahead.
well, he was saying he's got a vendetta. He's like, well, I'm going to get those back. They're alive.
And kill Boy
And then
Genius.
I'm going to kill the boy genius. And she's like, obviously, probably not like her grandmother. Like, oh, well, you know what? We're going to arbitration tomorrow. The lawyers can figure it out. Maybe we can handle this business. And he's he's saying like, no, we're going to do it my way. And he's probably a little bit more personal with it. You know, I think Morrow's still got a heart because he's still part human or whatever. He's like the T-1000. We saw that was pretty cool when he killed the Saboteur, dude.
Yes.
It really is like T-1000 shit, which is kind of cool.
I like it too, man.
But he's got to have a little bit of humanity left, and he's probably like, I want blood. This is my life's work. Now we know why he's so hell-bent. Like, this is my life's work. My daughter's dead. He doesn't have anything anymore.
His daughter's, it sounded like the grandmother might have raised him, because he was like, she found me when I was, in a dumpster or something like that. So I don't know. We might get a little bit more information in the coming episodes about that.
But he's definitely the best character. And you know what? Even though we kind of went away from the current stuff, it was kind of nice to not have any of those kids in this episode.
Oh, yeah. No,
and just have the crew of adults who just make stupid decisions like kids. But yeah, I thought it was a fantastic episode, and this one might be a 9. I really liked it.
I would give this a 10, actually.
A 10?
Yeah.
I'm trying to hold off my 10s.
I like how they added some sleazy elements into it too. For a Disney show, I'm like,
the jerking off, yeah.
Well, yeah, and then the crew like banging each other. It felt more like a film to me, which I really appreciated.
Well, I'm not giving Disney a pass for buying up everything. I really hate it, but they're not fucking with some of that stuff. Like, yeah, they might have like Force Awakened, Alien Romulus, and there's some Disney shit in there, but it was super violent. They're not cutting out the violence and shit. Yeah, they're not making it like for kids. So, and yeah, like I think if you watch Disney, the Hulu stuff, the Fox properties, isn't that all behind the age wall?
I don't know.
I think that stuff might be behind that. Like, I think by default it is, because I remember when they started adding all the Fox stuff. I'm like, I don't have any of this shit. All I could find was Home Alone. I'm like, where's all these properties? They have everything. By default, they had it on age lock. I had to manually go in there and fucking select that. Yes, okay. I want to see the Predators and the Aliens and all that stuff and the diehards and stuff.
One thing I did kind of appreciate it. It kind of was a throwback to like the 70s and 80s where they actually had the smoking man. Like, they never show people smoking cigarettes on screen anymore, which I really appreciate. It's like little things like that. It kind of brings me back to the good old days, stuff like that.
Yeah. But then they I know that it was kind of like maybe an unspoken rule, but if they showed anybody smoking in movies in recent times, they have to make sure there's a line in the script that basically reminds you that it's bad to smoke. So if somebody,
I didn't see any of that, but
I didn't catch any of that here, but I know it's one of those things where like, oh, if you have like the hero fucking cop smoking a cigarette, his sergeant has to come in the office saying, those things will kill you.
No, I didn't hear.
You know what I'm saying? They always have to throw in that stupid line. Don't you know those things will kill you, Johnson? Fucking now get your ass on the beat. Like, what are you, my father? They always have to throw in that shit. It's so annoying, dude.
Yeah, shoehorn that in. Yeah.
We're safe. I think we all know fucking smoking is bad for you back then. Ronald Reagan was selling you smokes, dude.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, we get it. Let's see. Wait, explain the age lock. I didn't know this is a thing there. Remind me where you're from, Darth Gorokorn. If you're from like the UK, dude, basic network TV is uncensored. I love the UK's TV. Like I said, you guys have that Naked Attraction show where it's like the love connection, the dating game where you basically, you are from the States. My bad. I just assumed you're probably British. But yeah, they have the game show where you can watch people and they basically select their mate, and they reveal from the bottom up. So it's like, you see him from like the shins down, you judge him by their feet. Like, okay, well, this fucking guy's gone. It's all very shallow. And then you see from the genitalia, and they show it. It's like the equivalent to ABC over there, like Channel 4, like the, and yeah, then you see like they start judging their balls or weird fucking dicks. Dude, I always knew dicks were weird looking.
Yeah.
I always knew dicks were weird looking, but I guess I don't know. Maybe I just have one of the pretty ones because they are really weird looking. You see all these fucking random dicks, like, God, this is disgusting. And then they judge them by like the length. Some of them got little smokies, dude. And then of course, if somebody's got a massive hog, they're like, oh, the other two guys are cut, and then they'll go up again. And finally, it's obviously a good premise because by the time somebody is superficial and they went for the guy that had maybe cleaner feet and a
Yeah.
massive hog, but maybe he's like a butterface, like
Yeah.
holy shit, or he's a fucking loser because you don't even get to talk to him until you get like up here before they reveal the face. You don't even know their personalities. You're judging them based on dick and how they look, spare tires and shit. You might get somebody that's like got a chromosome missing or something. It's wild, but yeah, I don't know. I just know when I got Disney Plus, I had to manually go in and
You have to set up a profile, and
I already
all
had a
stuff.
profile.
Okay.
But I had to manually go in there and fuck with basically I can see everything, not age restricted.
I might have to do that too. Yeah.
I had to do it by default because I couldn't find anything. I'm like, where the hell is all this content? Then I started seeing where people were watching certain, and I was like searching it, like it's not here. And then I dug into it and whatever. So I'm not saying it's like that now. They've had a bajillion updates since then, but I don't know. But yeah, man, this is a great episode. I'm really stoked on it. This is episode 5. I think there's gonna be 8. So we're well past the halfway point. And
there'll probably be a second season if this thing is I think it's a pretty big hit, isn't it?
Oh yeah, well, for the first time in quite a while, I read that Disney Plus knocked Netflix out of the top spot because of Alien.
Okay.
Yeah, Alien knocked Netflix out of the top spot for streaming numbers this month for the first time in like months. So that's a good thing.
Well, and I still hear a lot of horror fans like shitting on, not even giving it a chance, which just blows my mind, man. They're just like, "Oh, I'm sick of the alien lore and all this crap."
I get it. I totally get it.
Come on. I mean, you got to at least give it a chance because it's getting good reviews and everything. So,
but I get it. I get why you'd be turned off. Like, God, we're going back to this well again. I get it. But my thing is, look, if they're gonna do it, at least make it good. It's like they're gonna do it. They're gonna milk it.
I think that this is probably going to be better than the night or the Friday 13th series. Honestly,
it could be.
I mean, I don't know. I think probably will be.
Look, the bottom line is these franchises that we all love, they're gonna keep wringing them out to death and squeezing every fucking nickel and dime out of them, whether we like it or not. So it's gonna happen. So I'm gonna at least be excited if it's good.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like with Romulus. I just wanted I wasn't expecting the moon. I'm like, dude, I just want to have a fun alien experience in the theaters, and I want it to feel like an alien movie. And you know, with the exception of a couple little Disneyisms that were in there, I got that.
Yeah,
I'm like, I got it. Like, and like, dude, like, I'm not reaching here. It's like I get it. They're gonna because I've seen the bottom. There, I could have an AVP Requiem, as I mentioned earlier. I could have just pure utter dog shit. And believe me, they're gonna go back to Terminator as well. I don't want to. It's possible that Terminator they're gonna take a little bit more time on because Alien seems to have life. They bring out Alien a little bit more often or whatever, and it keeps getting put back on life support because it, you know, they had AVP, which I think technically was like a box office success enough, and then the Requiem was a fucking dog shit thing, and then we had a couple years past, and Ridley Scott had the biggest box office of the entire franchise with Prometheus, and then he went down with the sequel Covenant, and then Romulus was a hit. It kind of stays alive and it stays there, but Terminator they've done so much damage on, and to be fair, they've done a lot less with Terminator actually by comparison. I think
you wouldn't think it'd be that difficult to make the Terminator because I mean, just make a bunch of T-800s, you know, with just the endoskeleton, and just do that.
Yeah, that's a script. Just give us.
I mean, look, it doesn't have to be a ton of it. I mean, you don't have to like throw John Connor in there. You don't have to throw.
Look, that's what Terminator 4 with Christian Bale was supposed to be. It was the future wars.
Yeah.
And on paper, that should have been amazing because that's what we wanted ever since we were kids. You got to see these glimpses of the future wars in the first movie and the second movie. And we always dreamt of that. Like, God, I want a whole movie of that. Wow. And then they give it to us in Salvation.
That was just a shit movie. Yeah.
It looks ugly, bleak. Because in the camera movies, I love the blues and the
Mhm.
purples and the lasers. It looks
Yeah.
so fucking cool. And then they made it all chip brown
Mhm.
and just boring and drab and this you know you don't even really have like I don't even remember there being any T800s until the end. It was like all these other machines. It was just bad. I feel like they could try again with that.
Yeah, that'd be
They
great.
could give us the future war again. Enough time has passed and there's a good movie there. Not to I know we're going off the beaten path a little bit and talking about Terminator, but you know, it's all relative. I feel like I know exactly what they should have done with Terminator Dark Fate. Terminator Dark Fate, they're automatically going to get a guaranteed amount of revenue from those movies because they've got a built-in fan base. It's already a known franchise. They're going to get X amount guaranteed. And they did. The thing is I don't remember, don't quote me, I don't remember how much that movie did, but let's say that movie did like 300 million worldwide. That's not a bad number normally. But the fact is they were dumping like fucking $1 billion in all these damn
Oh, yeah.
movies for a long time. And all they had to do was go back to the drawing board and make a stripped down Terminator movie like Terminator 1. That would have been awesome. Because like how do you they've been trying to top T2 and you can't.
No.
You can't. So I would say, fuck it. We're not. We can't go bigger than T2. Let's go back. Let's go make another stripped down movie, like a proto slasher, a hunter type movie, and just make it grounded like Terminator 1.
Mhm.
Make it for 50, even $100 million,
Yeah,
whatever.
it wouldn't take that much to
And
make.
guess what? The money that you pulled in just off good faith alone and the name, it would have been a hit.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? You would have you would have triple or quadrupled your money if you just would have kept it under 100 million because you already put no name actors in it. It's not like these actors are fucking taking all of your budget. Linda Hamilton probably made the most, and even her, like, what the fuck is she doing these days? You know, I'll be back.
They don't need to bring her back in any.
No, but I'm saying, where did the money go?
Yeah.
It's not like they were paying Robert Downey Jr. $70 million like they do with these Avengers. No, it's like, what? They could have made this fucking thing for like $75 million
Mhm.
and just worked with it and made a really grounded, suspenseful Terminator movie. And I think that would have been the way to go. It would have been a hit. And guess what? They would be making more and they would have actually maybe built a new franchise on their hands. But now they got to hit the reset button again. And they're going to do it again. They're going to try and remake Terminator 2 Judgment Day. They got to have something with a huge grand scope. It's got to look like Fast and the Furious with
Is
this
that what they're
crazy.
talking about?
No, I just know what's going to
Oh,
happen.
okay, yeah.
Look, the rights kind of went back into James Cameron's fold.
Yeah.
He's going to do something with it. You know, and James Cameron's not the be all end all because he's the one that's behind Dark Fate. Right? Because Dark Fate came out just a couple short years after Genesis. Like the corpse of Genesis wasn't even fucking cold yet, and they had already announced Dark Fate. It's like, holy shit! Like, we're because and I remember James Cameron was praising Genesis,
Yeah.
but I don't think he had anything to do with then like right after Genesis flopped, the rights reverted back to Skydance or whatever his fucking thing is, and then he immediately greenlit and went into another one. But he can't be bothered to direct it himself. It's like, you know what? I'll help with the script and I'm going to get Tim Miller to fucking direct it from Deadpool. And they fucking just win at odds the whole time. And
I
it's just not good.
totally forgot Avatar 2 came out. Was that a big hit when it came out or no?
I think it was. Yeah.
Okay.
It blows me away. You know how they have like these artists and musicians that are like industry plants. You're like, this person has to be an industry plant. Like they're so big. And I'm like, where did this person come from?
Yeah.
And I feel like Avatar movies are industry plants because they do these fucking insane record-breaking numbers, and you're like, I don't know anybody that's going to see Avatar.
Mm-mm.
Like, who's going to see fucking Avatar? It reminds me of U2. It's like U2's fucking huge, but it's like I've never met a diehard U2 fan in my life. I'm not saying you don't have casual U2 fans who are like, oh, they like that song or they like this song, but usually where you have a band that's like really big, there's like a pulse. Like there's like diehard fucking, you know, AC/DC fans, tattoos all over their bodies, the diehards. And I just never met anybody that was obsessed with U2.
It cost for like 500 million.
What did?
And Avatar 2.
Okay.
And they ended up making over 2.32 billion worldwide.
Which is still less than the first one, but that's huge.
Yeah, huge. Yeah.
Huge. And obviously I was exaggerating with the budget's being $1 billion. The thing is they're expecting all these ever since Avengers and stuff like that, and Marvel movies, they're expecting all these movies to do at least $1 billion. So they're giving them budgets of like 300 million. $500 million is insane. But that's my point, is they gave Terminator Dark Fate an insane fucking bloated budget, like $250-300 million. It's like, guys, of course you bombed because you sit there and you made 350 million. You fucking tanked. You didn't make your return. This should have never been more than 100 million. And you would have had a hit. Easy as that. And I don't know why.
So Terminator Dark Fate was 265 to 285 million budget.
Okay, so I was in the ballpark. Yeah, they all they had to do was make this fucking thing for less, make a fucking small $50-75 million thriller. And the thing is, the studios are greedy. They roll the dice like, no, we want a fucking big Marvel movie, we want a big event movie. We're gonna fucking go all in. When the safe thing would have been like, no, but they're too greedy for that. Like, let's just put this much money into it, scale it back, and let's get our 300 million. Let's build it back up again. You got to earn your fucking T2. So you don't just fucking kill my John Connor like that and expect
minutes. Yeah.
Oh, you really think I'm going to go back and see that 3 times like an Avengers movie? Like, oh, you want to do that much money? You have to have people that go back multiple times, go with their family, see a multiple. It's those big event movies. I guarantee you, people saw T2 more than once. Jurassic Park, people were going more than once. They were going with this friend. They were going with this group of friends. They're going to go with their family. The second you kill PS2 John Connor, it's like PS3 John Connor. I'll give it a little credit. PS3 John Connor in the first fucking minute of the film. I ain't never coming back to this fucking movie ever again. What have you done? But anyway, yeah, I think it's about it. I think we beat that dead home. Is there anything else you want to talk about? What do you think is going to happen with episode 6? Obviously, we're going to go back to the main plot because that's where we ended with this episode. What do you think is going to happen with their negotiations and their arbitration and the lawyers and whatnot?
I mean, I think, of course, Morrow he's out to get Boy Genius. I think he probably will end up getting Boy Genius. And I think, like we talked about earlier, Timothy Elephant is going to have something to do with it as well. Whether he takes over or he helps out Morrow by
he's got a little bit of an air of defiance about him because he looks at him like, you're fucking stupid sometimes.
Or getting rid of Boy Genius. It's one of the two. So I think Weyland-Yutani will get their specimens back. And I think Morrow will get them.
Yeah, and I still think, I mean, it's obvious Weyland-Yutani wins this war, this tech war.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they might be doing their own canon. They might be ignoring certain films or whatever. But I think ultimately, I don't think they're going to ignore something that big. I don't think suddenly we're going to live in a universe where Prodigy is this huge fucking thing. Yeah, I don't know if Boy Genius is going to get taken over by an alien or something, or what's going to happen. But I don't know. I like all this stuff. All the stuff that's on here. Like we got kids that are acting adult like, and we got adults acting like kids. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like, it's not lost on me. It's pretty funny, but he's got to get what's coming to him. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, probably the best part of this whole episode, I loved in the very last bit where the alien's chasing her and all that stuff. I love when the eyeball has control of that engineer guy, the old man.
Oh yeah.
And he fucking attacks the xenomorph. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, oh, the eyeball wants the xenomorph. Mm-hmm. It wants that body. Because I love that like attention of, oh, this really is just the perfect specimen, because even this fucking parasite wants it. And he bit him, dude. The fucking old man bit the xenomorph, whatever. And it was like attacking him, killing the body. And I love how the eyeball eventually got on. It didn't get it, but it eventually, but I thought that was really cool.
That was interesting. Yeah, absolutely.
I thought it really spotlighted again how fucking great of a species these aliens are. And because sometimes they kind of like, I think at places in the franchise, they just become like a monster movie. Like, oh, they're just Aliens is guilty of that. As much as I love Aliens, it does kind of like bring their threat down a little bit when there's so many of them and they're just like, fuck, they're gunning them down.
All the species are different and they have, different powers and everything like that, which is crazy.
But this really goes back to the original notion of it is the perfect fucking specimen. It is, just a force to be reckoned with. And even the other species are almost like in communication and they know.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool. Like he's the alpha. So anyway, I think that's it. I think we'll wrap it there. Hopefully you guys join us next Tuesday, same time, same place, same bat channel, all that stuff. We're going to be covering episode 6. If you dig the show, let us know what you thought about it. I want to know your opinions. You guys don't have to subscribe to like ratings and stuff like that. We just kind of threw out numbers to kind of gauge it on where we're at with the rest of them. But yeah, this one was pretty fucking flawless.
Yes.
But let us know where you guys sit with it and what you think, and let us know in the comments what you think is coming with the next episode and what you hope happens, because that's what's cool about this show is I'm seeing in a lot of like Reddits and stuff, people have predictions like, I think this is gonna happen, this is where it's gonna go, and I bet you somebody's right. There's different theories, and obviously somebody's gonna get it right. So let us know, and if you guys are new here, please obviously subscribe to the channel if you dig it, like this particular video, and do check out the old archives. We've got 14 years worth of film commentaries, podcasts, stuff like this. Just something for everybody. And if you dig us extra hardcore cruster, you can join our membership. Consider that. It's only a couple dollars a month, and you get access to our members only commentaries. Most recently, we have put up Cabin Fever, the Eli Roth film. And here in the next week or two, we've got to do our next one, which members, we let you guys request it. We have a request. What is it we're doing again?
I don't remember the next request. Do you?
I put it in the chat so we didn't forget. So we're going to have to go back.
Oh, okay.
Oh, now good. We got to fucking scroll now and find that shit. But you know what? It was something. We'll figure it out. I know it'll dawn on me. But anyway, that's it, guys. Adios. Later.
Big thanks to the Revival House family. Your loyalty fuels our obsession with horror and lets us uncover the darkest, most twisted gems just for you. If you're not a member yet, consider joining the cult today. You'll get early access to videos, exclusive content, and behind-the-scenes scares you won't find anywhere else. Until next time, this is Revival House, your home for horror, and remember, we'll leave the house lights off for you.